Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of uh, Higurashi 2006 reaction. Sorry, I lost myself. But yeah, we are back for episode 3 into Anatakashi, getting into the more crazy stuff, I guess. Even though I guess we kind of like got into the crazy stuff like halfway through the last episode, but it's about to ramp up, I think, a bit. I did spoil myself a bit. But like, what I mean is like, when I uploaded the 2 episodes, which I didn't, they were kind of just sitting there. Since my stuff doesn't have the titles, I looked up the titles. So I did, and for some reason in this, they say the arc name before the title, so I kind of know the the length of the arcs. I don't know if it's the same for all, but for Honor Takashi, it is a 4 episoder. So I don't know if they'll continue with that, but again, it's not really a spoiler since I know the story, but like, can kind of imagine how, I guess, like, what they will cut and how it will fit. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I find it interesting that they have like the English name for the arc. Like, instead of Anatakashi, it was something else, which I didn't know. So it's interesting. But anyways, quick recap. We had the Watsudashi Festival, had a talk with Tomotaki and Takano about getting more into this, or learning about the curse murders, which is the serial incidents that happen on the day of the Watsudashi. Every Watsudashi, 2 people, well, one person dies, one person disappears. We met Oishi. We learned that Takano disappeared and Tomotachi died by ripping his throat out. And we had a very creepy interaction with Rena. No, wait, did we? Yes. What was her? Oh yeah. She said the lie thing. You liar, whatever. And then we ended it off with Rena peeping on our talk with Oishi, going more into the name on the Takashi and stuff because Kichi overheard it. But yeah, and then faster pace, still getting used to it, but generally enjoying myself. So let's just jump into this episode. I'm interested. And yeah. So before we start, timer based reaction, that means you need to get your own copy of the episode and sync it up with mine, and then you'll get the full 23 minutes. Alternatively, I guess if you really want a single scene, you can just find it, though that would be pretty hard, like matching the timer with the scene. But yeah, whatever. Basically, you need your own copy at the end of the day. And I will be counting down from 3, and you will hear me clicking loudly, and that's when you start your video. We will end the video a bit. Actually, I don't even know if we'll probably just watch the preview, because last time there was like a Berncasto poem there, so who knows? I guess we'll peep it, so no cutting off really this time. Yeah, there will be a timer just in case you get out of sync or you're having troubles, just follow the timer. But yeah, let's get the party started. Yeah, okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Wait, shit, sorry, restart. I clicked with my mouse. It's not very loud. I don't know if you heard that properly. Let's try it. 3, 2, 1, go. Nope. Sorry, I haven't recorded in a couple days. Last debate. Don't get mad at me. I'm sorry. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. Oh yeah, interesting detail that Oishi was calling from a mahjong parlor with a pink payphone. So stylish. We still haven't seen Keiichi's parents, huh? Just kind of excited to see what they look like. It's a shame. And Owishi's name is spelled differently than in the visual novel translation. It's gonna bug me. Yeah, spirited away by the demon. Which is, I mean, I guess that's what Anatakashi means, right? But yeah. Get this epic opening, or epic sounding, I guess. But I like reacting to anime. It kind of got me back into anime. Since I've been reacting to Cheer Boys too, I'm kind of confused about what I've talked about during like the opening. But if I didn't, I recently like started watching Yowamushi Pedal again, the biking anime. Um I mean I watched the first 50 episodes, but back when that was all there was and I really enjoyed it. And then I finished the the sequels, which was also 50 episodes. That's pretty good. I mean, it's solid shonen sports stuff, right? Yeah, I actually thought it was gonna be done, but apparently a new season comes out this year, so I'll probably be watching that whenever that comes out. Um, Not on the channel. It's my binge series, dude. I watched like 50 episodes in like a week and a half, maybe. I went freaking hard. But yeah, anyways, let's focus in again. Cause like I said, shit's gonna get crazy. Kind of see them all, but not really. I guess you can easily imagine it. Straight to the clinic. Yo, eerie. This is interesting. I like this. I'll talk about it. I then talked about the comparisons and stuff at the end of the episode. I think interestingly enough, in the visual novel, it was a woman and a man talking, not three women. Not that it matters, but I think could be wrong. Yup. Mio. My boy Koro. Like I said before, I really like his design in the anime. Maybe even a bit better than the visual novels, PS3 sprites, or whatever I was using. Ooh, this was a good scene, so see how this goes. I forgot. Did I? Actually, we'll talk after. The outfits get an early preview. That's cool too. I like that. Sorry, itchy eyes. Allergy season. Ooh. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. Doesn't Ryuju also have a double U? Maybe not. Like not double U, double, two U's in the visual novel. Interesting. Oh, soundtrack. Okay. I was trying to say, oh yeah, I was trying to say, I don't remember since it's, don't really have a time. What? Okay, we'll talk about that later. But is that a gun or no? Wait, is that? I don't know what that is. It's a different design choice. It wasn't in the graphics we used, or I used. Yeah, that's a gun. What the heck? I think I don't know. It's kind of spooky. Ooh, I just noticed something pretty interesting about this scene. Yawn with the cat eyes. I said I wanted it. It's good to see it. Has she not said her old man thing in the anime? Maybe they cut that. Thought they did, but they obviously skipped it in this scene. Boom. Okay, interesting. We definitely have to talk about that scene because they actually did it very differently, which you may or may not notice if you read the visual novel. What I'm talking about. So is that some funky looking Ohadi? I don't know what Ohadi looks like. Ooh, I love that sound. That was good. I like this. I like this adaptation of this scene. Very good at that like squeaky noise and like that really annoying cicada. Like not the normal ones. There's another one that just sounds really grating, and I think that's pretty good for the show. Rip. Sorry. Is that how they do periods in kanji? Do they like not just do a dot? They actually draw like a tiny circle. I don't know. Or is that how people do it? I always learn just press the pencil down and dot it. Good old behind the clock. Ooh, are they gonna cut the? They are, yeah. No parent talk, huh? Interesting, they are doing thinking stuff too. Oh wow, this is a change. A white van. Very interesting change to that scene. It's a whole different thing. It's a very interesting change, huh? Hmm. I kind of forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, I was saying it's interesting they were doing some of his thoughts when they mainly skipped through it. The tiny people. Oh, this is different too, huh? I feel like we haven't seen like such big changes to scenes in the past two episodes. So it's interesting to see actually like changing scenes, not just cutting them down. Which is, I mean, I support it, man. I support adding some creative choices. Hmm. Wonder why they sighed at the word Koshin. Maybe it's just taking in the host statement. Thumbnail, easy. Think I won't thumbnail a happy scene in this pretty not happy episode. This net scene's really good. I enjoyed it anyways in the visual novel. Sorry. Don't mind me. Just checking if we weren't lagging or not. Sorry. I'm being pretty silent, so I should be saying my thoughts, but I don't know. I like that sound. Nice cliffhanger. Not a cliffhanger. Oh, they're done it. Okay. Yeah, that scene's also really good. Yeah, that was a good scene. I talked about it more, but I think the visual novel scene was much better. But obviously the line delivery so good in that scene. I remember in the visual novel I had this weird thing where I thought it sounded higher pitched than normal when it literally wasn't, so I had no idea what was going on there when I was theory making back in the day. Yeah. Now we know where it's gonna end. Maybe. This seems good too. Lots of when you're looking back in it, lots of good scenes in Honor Takashi, just one after the other, huh? Very intense. I guess most are like that by the end. I guess we'll get like a nice little retrospect on the arts, besides like experiencing new stuff with the adaptation. Oh, are they done show my boy? No, probably not yet. They will show him by the end of the arc, because he was there, right? I like this line delivery. I don't know if it's actually different, but to me it seems different. Which I don't know explain, but it was a lot more lax in the visual novel from what I remember, and I was like, made me really sus of Oishi. Like, why is he so lax when we have evidence of a crime that he can use against the Sonozatis? It just seemed weird to me. It's a lot of cigarettes. Hopefully that's not all yours. I do, cigarettes are bad, but I do think even in Asian movies and stuff, since there's a much bigger, well, maybe not bigger smoking culture, but I always thought it can look really cool. All right. Oh, is this where they stop? I guess. Okay. I thought it would go. Okay. Interesting episode. I feel like we've seen a lot more changes than Again, it's mainly been cutting, but there's actually changes to the scene. So we'll be talking after that. But I need to listen to this song. This song's, in my opinion, this is like my out of the OP and the ending. The ending's definitely my favorite. Weird enough, I don't know if people agree with it. Sorry, really should mute. I'm alive, I swear. But yeah, I really love the vibe of the song. I actually still haven't listened to the full song yet. I should do that. I love the vibe. It's still like anime-ish, but it's just like the chiller vibe. Makes it easier for me to like imagine me listening to it without actually like watching an episode of Higurashi. All right. Yeah, burn poems. Interesting. There's definitely not like a lot of burn poems, so there should be originals. I think this is an original too. Yeah, it's not really a preview, so we'll be watching that as we go on. But that is the episode. Thank you for watching the episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we're gonna be talking about the scenes, comparing some, talking about the changes. So stick around if that is interesting to you. But if not, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. But yeah, it's an interesting episode. I'm like, if you're like, how are you enjoying the anime so far? I think I am enjoying it. Obviously, again, this is like, we know the story, so it's a very different experience than normally going into an anime. But I'm definitely having a good time, I think. So there's a couple of things I want to look at though. Let me just open the episode again. Actually, I just want to see what we skipped and the changes we made. So straight from the telephone thing and straight to skipping school. I think just a conclusion I've made in my head, so I probably won't comment on it too much. I think at least in Anutakashi, it feels a lot more effective of a story with Keiichi's inner monologuing. Because this whole arc is about building pressure, building suspicion from Keiichi, and a lot of that does come from his inner monologuing, his thoughts. And we'll talk about that a bit more as we go through the scene. Oh yeah. I mean, we are literally just jumping into the cafe scene. No. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Actually, we'll talk about the cafe scene. So this was a big scene. I don't remember. I don't know if you guys remember if I talked that though. That so it's a big reveal telling, hey, Oishi telling Keiichi that his friends are loosely connected. Some connected more than others for sure to the victims. And like the whole Hojo and Furude thing, while they are not like hidden, they're not really like highlighted too much, and there are little clues too for you to reach the conclusion. But I thought that was always a nice reveal. And again, the inner monologuing really helps, because again, the scene feels fast. It's still good. I think the piano's, new OST, good at building suspense, but Keiichi's monologuing really like made the scene for me, I feel. In the visual novel, him literally like WTFing. It was good. They skipped the Wishi's story about for his grandmother and stuff, but honestly, I think that's a fine skip. It wasn't that big. I wanted to touch on the thing with an anime adaptation is they get to show stuff that was hidden, that or they chose to show stuff that was like hidden in the visual novel. So once he visits the clinic, we actually get to see director Irie, who is a character that officially or formerly appears in Totoroshi, the third arc. So we never saw him. We never even got like a scene of him getting the shot. No voice actors or anything. So this was a complete mystery. So I mean, it won't really change the story much, though I am interested in seeing in the next episode for the arc finale. You know, the whole surrounding the house stuff. The doctor call thing. I want to see what characters are present there. But yeah, that was cool. I think it's more like me appreciating it as a visual novel reader. And another cool one was seeing the Angel Mort costumes in the scene when those were a mystery until watching Higurashi, even though they've been there before. Though they describe it, so. But it's just cool to see. But yeah, the talk with Oishi, the reveal, I think it's better in the visual novel, but I think it was done pretty well in this one, in this scene. sorry. But I think one of the biggest points that I miss about this scene, which does have to do with monologuing, is Oishi driving Keiichi back home, and then telling Keiichi, it's okay, I'm here to protect you, you can call me, etc., etc. And then Keiichi is like, man, this is unfair. He's saying all these nice things when leaving me out in like in the middle of enemy territory. All I am is really bait to him. So it's like a good scene where he's realizing that while Oishi, you know, they do have this partnership going, he kind of like catches on to the fact that Oishi may be using him as bait to catch the culprit. So I like that kind of self-awareness. We don't really get that though. We get like this a pretty like, I wouldn't say Keiichi trusts Oishi in the anime, but it doesn't visibly show as much suspicion. More just distrust. But in the actual visual novel, it shows suspicion. But next we go right into Keiichi learning that is it? I forgot when Keiichi learns that his parents are gone. Was it before or after the Ohadi? I guess it would have to be before. But yeah, we get the Ohadi scene next, which was a very cool scene. And you're like, Aiden, what's so different about this scene and the visual novel scene? Well, it's not that they're like worded different. Like the script's pretty much the same as per usual. But the main difference is in the visual novel, Mian and Rena were inside of Keiichi's house, not like right in the, I don't know, it's not a hallway, but like right before where all the shoes are. And in this one, Keiichi's like right in the doorway while Rena and Mian are outside. And you're like, Aiden, is this a big deal? I think it's not like the biggest change in the world, but I do think it's an interesting change if you think about it. Like the placements, to me at least, feel different. I feel like it's a bit more intense in the visual novel because they're in the house when they start doing the creepy speech and Keiichi's just terrified of them. And it feels a lot more threatening because they're already in the house. So if Keiichi's like, oh my god, if they're gonna attack me, I can't really like, I mean, I can do stuff, but it's a lot more dangerous if they're outside and like Keiichi can actually like lock the door and stuff. I don't know if is that a big deal? To me, it felt like they're more, I guess it's just like, I felt like they were a bit more threatening when they were inside the house than being outside, right outside. Then maybe it's like more of a symbolic thing for them being outside. And like even the shot I'm like paused on, it's like, it's an interesting framing behind Keiichi's back, seeing the two of them, and then you have the doorway. So maybe it's like a symbolic thing. I don't know. Interesting change though. Also, Mian has a gun or something. It looks like a gun thing. I don't know. That wasn't part of her design at least in the sprites I used. I don't know. Did she have a gun in any of the other ones? But yeah, they also cut out the part where Keiichi, I guess they would because it's monologuing. Oh, actually, I guess before that. No, I mean, I think this was done pretty well though. Didn't really have a complaint with it. Um, with Mian opening the door back. They're both equally creepy, I guess. Is there? I guess it's kind of a bitter deal. I don't know. It's really an interesting question thinking about the framing of them being outside and them being like inside. Just I feel like it's a bit more creepier than walking away, closing the door, and then Mian like turns around and goes back instead of them closing the door while they're outside, and then Mian opening. Because I guess she doesn't turn back around. It's like very slight, but I think it's kind of creepier. But I don't know. Let me know what you think if you care. And they skipped the part where Kichi kind of like has a mental breakdown in between the Ohagi eating scene where Kichi's basically like, oh my god, how is this happening? I was having such a fun time before, and now my friends are acting crazy. It's all Owishi's fault. If I never met him, then I never got suspicious. My friends would never like suspect me. I wish he just die. Like he does like a crazy fuck Oishi like monologue, which then I guess makes more sense in the visual novel because he does have, like I mentioned before, he does have like suspicious thoughts that Oishi is just using him as bait rather than actually, I mean, caring about him, but like caring about him enough, caring about his life, I guess, more than catching the culprit. But yeah, they skipped that. That was a good scene though. So, but I guess it's fine. Makes more sense with this. Straight to the Ohadi. This was a good one. I liked it. The music was intense, very grating noise sound. Which I mentioned how annoying the Higurashi are normally fine. They're kind of calming, but there's just this one type of sound that they played in the last two episodes, which we didn't hear in this episode, that was so annoying to my ears. So just it causes discomfort, which is good because this is Higurashi, right? You want to feel discomfort, or at least that's what they're aiming for. But yeah, we did that. That was crazy. Keiichi does his little notes. That was cool. This was interesting, the van thing. So you're like, what's up with the van? So obviously, the framing was so different in this episode. So, reminder, in this episode, Keiichi walks past the van turns around, makes a U-turn, and like just floors it, and then Keiichi just jumps out of the way. Then the van stops for a second. You can see him go, and then drives off at full speed. So this was very different from the visual novel. In the visual novel, Keiichi's kind of like in a daze. He's like, oh, why is this happening to me? I know what I need to do, etc., etc. And he doesn't really notice a van coming. And last second he does, and he kind of jumps out of the way. But there's no like initial like, there's no real like straightforward show of hostility. It was just a van like speeding, and then Keiichi jumps. I don't even think the van stops. It just keeps going. There's no sign. In this scene, it shows that the van wanted to hit Keiichi, and the other one, it was more ambiguous. There's still like hints that it wanted to hit Keiichi because you could have just drove around Keiichi, but it was more subtle, which played more into the paranoia aspect. But I guess this, without the inner monologuing, which makes the paranoia aspect a lot weaker, just opting for a more direct approach, which again might be more fitting to the anime. But yeah, I just thought that was a big change. Like again, I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was a bit more mysterious, like, because in the visual novel, it makes you question: did the van really want to hit Keiichi, or was Keiichi just not paying attention, which she wasn't, and like maybe even the van driver wasn't paying attention, and he was just doing their own business. Like, is it part of some conspiracy? Obviously, I know the answers to that personally, though I don't exactly know why the van stuff happened in Onotakashi with all my knowledge. I can guess like a really kind of effed up reason, but I'm not sure if that's even the reason. But yeah, interesting change. I don't hate it. It's just very interesting. So we had that one. Though in the anime, Kichi's a lot less disturbed by this, and I think in the visual novel, he's a lot more muddier. Then we have another change where Kichi gets the bat frantically and meets Satoto and Rika. In this one, they meet in the hallway. Satoto has a visible reaction to the bat, and then the speech is pretty much the same. In the anime, it's a bit different where Rika and Satoto meet Kichi in the classroom while he's getting the bat, and he's still in muddy clothes. And obviously, this is different because they meet him when he's in his gym clothes already. No description of Satoto having any reaction to the bat, and some comedy. Kichi's like, "Oh, you don't want to." Actually, it was a really good comedy bit where Kichi's like, "Oh, I'm gonna change," and then Satoto's like, I don't. Like, how would you change in front of a woman? And then Satoto runs out and Rika just doesn't care. I forgot the photon did, but I remember it was a funny scene. But how much does it matter? I mean, I think the whole classroom thing was just a setup for the joke, so I guess that doesn't matter. But I do like the physical reaction from Satoto and the bat. I always found it a little weird, at least at the time, that he didn't get a lot of Rika and Satoto, which I guess is fine because there's a bunch of stories, but it's nice to see some reaction from Satoto seeing her brother's bat. Yeah, it's just a nice touch. I think I like that. Then we had the Koshin scene. That was fine. Nothing insane. Funny club stuff. This was a really good scene. That they kind of, I said in the reaction that I didn't like it as much in the anime. So basically, Renatot says how Keiichi's copying Satoshi. I think in the anime it was just, or not the anime, the visual novel is a much more intense scene. Not even just because of monologuing, but just how it's played out. Right, it was more of a longer walk. Keiichi like looking back, like it was a longer trail by Rena, and in the anime it was a lot more. In the visual novel, it was a lot more intense. Like Keiichi swinging the bat. I'm pretty sure they described like Keiichi swinging the bat like really close to Rena's face where she flinches. It was like it felt like more violent. Like with plus the Keiichi monologuing made Keiichi feel a lot more violent. And it makes you start beginning to question like, okay, like I mean I guess you already started to question like something's weird here. Why is Keiichi the one seeming a little crazy? But this is like the big scene where you're like, okay, why is everyone why is Keiichi feeling sort of feeling like the bad guy now? But yeah, I don't know. I really like the scene in the visual novel. This one I thought was just not as effective, especially compared to the other scene. Like I thought the Ohagi scene was like good. I thought the confrontation with the girls were good, but this was definitely weaker. Then we skip forward. Oh yeah, I'm tripping. Obviously, that wasn't even the same night where Keiichi's parents leave, which was a big deal, right? You know, Keiichi's having these crazy thoughts, and the parents like, "Hey, we're gonna be gone for the weekend or something." So they skip like Keiichi. They showed it a bit, but Keiichi had like a montage of Keiichi like upping security, trying to make everything look normal, so people wouldn't know he's alone. Turning on the lights, closing the garage. I think they showed like some of that, so that's fine. He was very suspicious about the phone call stuff too. But you got Oishi, and then I like the tone in Oishi's voice caring about the needle more. I don't know if that's as true, but it always bugged me and made me very suspicious of Oishi. And I've even received comments where it's like, it's not that big of a deal, but for some reason I hyper focus on that more. Where like Keiichi's like, oh, I almost died from a freaking needle from the Sonozaki gave me Machi. You'd think Oishi would be like, find the fucking needle so I can charge them. I mean, it would never work, but like still, it's evidence. And I feel like in the visual novel, he's like, "Oh, you didn't find it? That's too bad." Anyways, like it felt like he shrugged it off way more than you'd expect. But this was fine. They're really building up to a great scene incoming. But yeah, good episode, good scenes. I think it was fine. I thought definitely because of the changes in the scene, I even like was a bit more made me think a bit more, which is interesting. But yeah, good stuff, good stuff. That's all, at least the noticeable changes that I care about. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and next time we'll finish off Aonutakashi with episode 4. I think it was called Disturbance. But yeah, see you next time. Bye.